Welcome to sixth grade reading. This is lesson 144. You'll need your reading book, pages 182 to 191, and you'll need vocab list 29 handy, okay? I am going to do, because this is the next lesson day, there will be a quiz over this. So I'm going to say the definition, and I want you to say the word that goes with that definition, okay? And I'll try to keep the pace up so I won't be waiting quite as long between each answer, okay? All right, what word means money? Money. Pelf. Pelf would be the correct answer, so good job if you got it. What word means owner of a business? Owner of a business. All right, great, it would be proprietor. Proprietor. What word means to agree that something is true? To agree that something is true. Affirm. Affirm. Okay, what word means was a perfect example of? Was a perfect example of. Great. Personified. Good job. All right, what word means famous? Famous. Illustrious. Illustrious. Okay, what word means a room on the top floor of a house, usually under a pitched roof? A room on the top floor of a house, usually under a pitched roof. Garret. Garret is the correct answer. What word means face or expression on it? Face or expression on it. Countenance, your countenance, okay? What word means went in different directions? Went in different directions. Diverged, diverged. Okay, what word means a building that stores supplies? A building that stores supplies. That would be arsenal, arsenal. And what word means ability to speak in a persuasive way? Ability to speak in a persuasive way. That is eloquent. All right, good job. I hope you got most of those or all of those, and go ahead and make sure that you study those well. That'll be the first lesson, the first Monday after spring break will be that quiz, okay? And so you can put that away and get out your reading book. And we're going to be looking at pages 182 to 191. And you are finishing the story that you have been reading, that you started about Elnora. And then you're going to read the story or this poem by James Weldon Johnson. It's entitled Let My People Go. All right, so I'm going to read the introduction to Let My People Go, and then I'll read a little bit of the story to get you guys started on page 182, and then let you finish the rest, okay? So, the poem. James Weldon Johnson wrote several sermons in poem form. Some of these are still performed today, okay? And he's got several of them. My dad's favorite is called God's Trombones. And so, in fact, that is in the, that's the book. And my dad loves reading his poems, okay? And I'll read the little introduction to the story. If this poem sounds different from other poems, it is because it is really a sermon. James Weldon Johnson wanted to preserve the wonderful kind of sermons preached by old-time Black preachers, so he wrote several and put them in a book that he called God's Trombones. This poem is about Moses and the children of Israel. We are picking up the sermon right after the 10 plagues when Pharaoh finally tells Moses that the Israelites may leave Egypt, okay? So you're gonna get to read that, and hope you enjoy it. I'll start back where you guys would have left off. As she went down the long hall, she saw the algebra teacher standing in the door of his recitation room. When she came up to him, he smiled and spoke to her. "I have been watching for you," he said. Elnora stopped, bewildered. For me? She asked. Yes, replied Mr. Henley. Come inside. Elnora followed him into the room, and he closed the door behind them. And then he said, at our teachers' meeting yesterday afternoon, one of the teachers told of a pupil who had shown in class that she had expected her books to be furnished by the city. I thought that possibly it was you. Was it? Yes, breathed Eleanor. I thought so, said Mr. Henley, and it occurred to me that since you had not expected to buy the books, you might require a little time to secure them. You have too much ability in algebra to be permitted to fall behind for want of supplies. So I telephoned one of our sophomores to bring her last year's books this morning. I am sorry to say that they are somewhat abused, but none of the pages are missing. You may have the books for $2 and pay when you can. Here they are. Would you take care of them? Would you care to take them? I'm sorry. Elnora sat down suddenly because she could not stand another instant. She reached both hands for the books without saying a word. Mr. Henley was silent also. At last, Elnora arose, hugging the books to her heart as a mother clasps a baby that has been lost and just restored to her arms. One more thing, said Mr. Henley. You can pay your tuition fees quarterly. You need not bother about the first installment this month. Any time in October will do. It seemed as if Elnora's gasp of relief must have reached the soles of her heavy shoes. Did anyone ever tell you how beautiful you are? She cried. And I'll let you finish the story and see what the end of her story is. And then you're going to read the poem by Let My People Go by James Weldon Johnson. And I hope you enjoy those. And you can read the little meet the author section at the end of that. And don't forget to study for your vocab quiz 29. That'll be in the next lesson. And we'll see you next time.